And welcome back to the Lucky Paper YouTube stream. Well, it's not a YouTube stream. The Lucky Paper stream on Twitch or YouTube channel. Today we have a very special cube we're playing. We are playing Aaron's Kamigawa Remastered Cube. Aaron, why don't you explain to people what this cube is in broad strokes?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. So this is, it's called Kamigawa Remastered. It's mostly Neon Dynasty, but it does include cards from the original Kamigawa block. So the genesis of this was we drafted a booster box. I had a great time. I heard everyone else had a great time, so I decided to turn the cards into a cube. It was also a really fun nostalgia trip because the original Kamigawa was the block that I played a lot of when I first started getting into Magic. Then took a really long hiatus and got back into it a couple years ago through Cube mostly. But it was really fun to go back and look at some of those old new cards. Didn't add quite as many of them as I would want to this set, set cube. But my goal with this is really to emulate kind of a remastered or maybe slightly above remastered power level of a limited retail draft. And then over time thinking about adding some other, maybe branching out from those sets. The notable differences are the fixing density is a lot higher than in the regular draft set. And the red-white attacking alone exalted samurai archetype doesn't really exist so much, but otherwise a lot of the themes are I would say pretty fairly represented.
Sweet. Starting with Anthony then. Anthony, will you give us a rundown of what you drafted?
Absolutely. So it should be noted this cube does include some multiples of cards. Is that correct? It mostly feels like sort of archetype defining cards. And it's relevant here because I actually got all 3 copies of Oni Cult Anvil. This is a card I got pretty early, and I think it's going to be pretty good in multiples, having a bunch of them. So yeah, I think that's sort of the focus of my deck is trying to grind out with things like that. I've also got a couple of things that care about either modified effects or enchantments and artifacts. So it's maybe trying to do a little bit too much at once, but this is my first time drafting this cube, and I'm doing my best. I'm not sure if the white splash is really worth it. I have a fair amount of fixing for white, but a lot of it does enter tapped, which is going to be difficult for my otherwise pretty aggressive strategy. So I might end up just trying to side that out. If I had a couple other red or black cards that I was pretty excited about, I think I would pretty easily just cut that. But the combination of being a little bit tight on playables and having the fixing means I'm going to at least give those cards a try. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's a lot of Oni Cold Anvils. I think you're officially the heel of the stream with all those anvils.
Great. Love to switch roles from last week.
Hi, Matt DeFisher. Welcome to the stream. Glad that you enjoy it. Aaron, why don't you tell us what you drafted?
Sure. So I have black-blue ninjas and removal.
Okay.
I'm
fan favorite archetype.
Okay about Oni Cult Anvil versus lots of removal.
So I'm not as happy about this part of the curve right here. And I also am not happy about those Oni Cult Anvils because I didn't pick up a lot of artifact removal. So we will see how this goes. I picked this card here. I've never played with it. Not sure how it's going to be, especially against Anthony's deck. It might end up coming out this one as well. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right. Have you all decided who gets to go first yet? If not, let's shuffle up and do a roll, whatever kind of roll you like.
High roll?
I won't even make fun of you if you choose high roll.
So
the normal, typical thing.
Very average. 11.
Wow.
All right.
Great job. Where are my basic lands? This is a really important part of Cube is
that them right there?
Don't forget to add your basic lands.
Yeah, so I should have also said in the intro, there are some multiples of cards here. So of the commons and uncommons I included, usually about 2 to 4 copies, and then for the commons, and then uncommons 2, sometimes 3 copies. And I did include 3 copies, I believe, of most of those kind of gold signpost cards from Neon Dynasty, like the Oni Cult Anvils. Could change in the future. I also am excited. This is the second outing of this cube, by the way, so I also wanted to take the chance to solicit any feedback from the chat as well.
Oh, no. Don't do that, Aaron. They're going to have so much feedback.
Is that showing my...
No, you should do it. We have a smart, great chat. I think they'll be very generous with helpful feedback. Speaking of, welcome Bones, welcome Scott. Bones agrees with me. Even odd roll superiority over the high roll. Look, Bones is good company. I'm happy to be with Bones.
You know,
Hey, Ab, ready?
do you know? That's it. That's all I got. Full thought.
I'm excited to play my deck later. This is
Gonna
me
do
right
some-
here,
gonna
right?
do some
Yeah, we had a lot of cool
Sal
decks.
style shuffling.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of cool decks.
As long as you're being entertaining while you're shuffling for an hour, that's fine.
Look at that. Didn't even drop any cards or nothing.
All right, here we go.
People have different priorities in Magic.
What's up, Blunt Lord ACAB? This cube does look sweet. I have not played it before either, but I really like my deck, and I like what I'm seeing. AI Brady here to be edgy.
So we're putting our hands down, right?
Yeah, who won the roll? I wasn't actually paying attention. I was too
That
busy talking
me,
trash.
And I think I got a mulligan this solid 1 land with a bunch of 4-drops.
Yeah, that's not exactly a keep.
I will.
You gonna
this
keep your
hand.
7, Anthony?
Yep.
Well, we'll leave it out for a second. Leave it out for a second. No reason to rush. Let people see it.
I'm not looking.
Look at that.
It is mostly Neon Dynasty cubes. Yes, Cube Link. I prepared this by putting it in my. Oh no, it's no longer in my clipboard. Oh, the worst thing ever has
Oh.
happened.
You know, you giving me trash about high roll, low roll, which you said your roll types, which you said you wouldn't do. I'm gonna give you trash about still not having a clipboard manager in 20.
Having a clipboard manager is not normal. That's weird.
Everyone should have it. It's insane that people don't use computers.
You have to like learn how to do it though. It's
That's one hotkey and it brings up all your things on your clipboard.
okay. I will get one just for you. What's your favorite one, Anthony?
I mean, I use Alfred, and it is a clipboard manager among many other things.
Man, Cube Cobra. Why is there not just a search cubes thing in the header? If you're listening, Gwen.
I think if you go to Cube and then, oh yeah,
If you just go to Google and you search for it, it's honestly probably the quickest way.
yeah, it's Kamigawa Remastered AP Tealing.
I'm getting a link. I'm doing it. I had it, but the thing is,
There we go.
I had it in my clipboard, but I was on a different monitor of my machine. Everything's all complicated. All right, here you go. I don't know how to make. Oh wait, I forgot. I can't paste into this field. I think it was in my
That's
clipboard.
troubling.
I think it was in my clipboard, but for some reason the hotkey to paste into that field in OBS doesn't work. So I had to right click. And I think I
Right-click.
probably could have. Yeah. Lots of people in chat saying today I learned what a clipboard manager is because it's not normal, Anthony.
It's good. Doesn't matter if it's normal. It should be.
Oh, I left the camera on you that whole time, Anthony.
Oh no. Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oops. So I So this is my second hand. I'm not sure if this is the right decision, but I think I'm gonna keep it and hope to get in some early value with this. And I don't really want to go to 5, so I think I'm just gonna bottom that.
Shh, Blunt. No one knows. Shh.
No one knows what.
Exactly. No one knows.
Wow.
It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, whenever you're ready, take it away.
You're on the play, right?
Indeed.
Is that what we decided?
And Darren, you might find it
Right.
easiest when you're playing to just like focus on the magic. It's really hard not to watch chat and get distracted, but
I can't even see chat. From
at least
here,
me,
so-
I like mess
know, I
up.
should've
I
sat
mess up
there.
all the time when I
should've
try
sat
and do
there.
both.
Got it. All right. So I'm going to lead us off with a secluded courtyard. So I can choose taps for colorless, or I can choose a creature type. I'm going to choose
Interesting.
Ninja and taps for a
Okay.
mana of any color.
All
I
right.
can cast spells and activate abilities.
And activate abilities, so it does work for ninjutsu.
Yes,
Cool.
crucially.
And by cool, I mean not cool.
And then I'm going to pass to you.
All right, I will draw a card. I'm gonna go ahead and play Bloodfell Tave. I'm gonna play this tapped. I'll gain a life. Go to 21, and I'm winning. And say go.
So
Yeah.
does the
All right.
Anthony? Does the clipboard manager does it overwrite the
Draw.
Command V hotkey?
All it does is one of the commands in Alfred is show your basically just your clipboard history. So it just brings up everything you've copied, and then that's searchable as well, which is super valuable for it. Keeps it as long as you want. But then there's things that it's just like, oh, I'm looking for a link to a Cube Cobra. I'll just type in Cube Cobra, and it's like, here's every link you've copied in the last week, which is great for finding stuff.
But that's a totally different hotkey. It doesn't override the
It's
Command
one hotkey,
V.
and you just start typing in clipboard until the thing that comes up is clipboard, and you hit enter.
It's the same hotkey because you use that instead of
Instead of Spotlight.
Spotlight.
Yeah.
I'm actually really upset with the latest iteration of Spotlight, so you may convince me to go over to
Wow.
Alfred.
Hey, you got a bird.
Yeah, a human ninja, actually, but it does have flying.
Okay. So
And
bird
I
from
played
here.
this Tendo Ice Bridge, which taps for colors, but I get basically a one-time activation for adding a mana of any color if I remove a charge counter.
Neat.
And that's Ink Rise Infiltrator.
And that's Inkrise Infiltrator. Flying 1/2 can pump it up.
Okay. I'll untap. Draw a card. where does that leave me? I think that leaves me playing a wind-scarred crag. I will gain another life and continue to win. This is maybe a little bit aggressive, but I'm worried about your ninjas. So I'm just do this right now. I'm going to do 2 damage to your ninja.
Got it.
With
Pass
what
the
card?
turn.
Is that just shock?
Voltage Surge.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I haven't played a lot of these
Draw.
cards yet either. Haven't been drafting, so
No.
all these new sets are still very new to me.
Okay. I'm going to play a swamp, and I'm going to go ahead and play this Nezumi Prowler 3/1. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gets Death Touch and Lifelink till end of turn. I'll target itself, but
Okay.
pass.
I will untap, draw a card. Pay 2, cast a Virus Beetle. Enters the
Got it.
battlefield, you discard a card.
All right, I will discard an island.
And then I'll go ahead and play a Scoured Barrens.
Mhm.
Gain another life and pass the turn.
Is it really Virus Beetle, not like Vitrus Beetle? I thought it was something.
It's just straight up Virus Beetle.
Wow, I don't know why I misread that.
They'll be
Okay.
debugging their code for days before they figure out what happened.
Okay, that's
It's
that's
my kind of flavor text.
that
Oh,
should have
yeah.
been in the worst flavor text bracket because that's not good.
All right, I will go ahead and play an island.
It's a bug.
Yes, I get that it's a bug, Anthony. Thank you. I got the joke. Oh my goodness.
And I will go ahead and play. I'm actually gonna go ahead and use this for black, and play Kiku Knight's Flower. So it's a 1/1, and I can pay 2 black and tap it to have target creature deal damage to itself equal to its power.
Okay, that seems kind of rough.
And then I'm gonna pass to you.
So you just get to kill one of my creatures every turn?
Unless it's got a bigger butt
Draw.
than it's got a front
Well,
butt.
that isn't most of my creatures.
If you call the toughness the butt, what do you call the power?
You got it just right. Yuck.
Yeah.
That card's good.
Sure wish I saved my Voltage Surge.
You did market it as an aggressive play.
Yeah, well, I was just worried about ninjas. I wasn't worried about incredible value engine for days.
Crucially, though, I can't activate it right now, which is unfortunate because I don't have a second black.
True.
The
And it's
secluded
not a
courtyards
Ninja.
showing their cost.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the question is, do I
Thank you, Matt, for doing my work for me. I need the help.
just ignore it?
Yeah,
Or-
sure.
Okay, great. I will go ahead and play a Swamp. Pay 2, cast a Mokotai Soul Ripper.
Do you remember what that does?
So it's a 4/3 vehicle with crew 2, and whenever it attacks, I may sacrifice another artifact or creature. If I do, I put a 1/1 counter on it. It gains menace until end of turn.
Nice.
Then I'm also
Card
gonna pay
strong.
another 2 and play Goro, Disciple of Ryusi.
Yeah.
Card also strong.
Red to
Mhm.
give my creatures haste and 5
Mhm.
mana. If I control a modified thing, I can make a 5/5 flyer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll pass the turn.
All right. Untap.
It's a shame you didn't have another red to
Yeah.
crew, give
Hmm.
Mokotai Slurper haste.
Okay. It's interesting here. All right. I will. I'm gonna go ahead and just cast this Nashi Moon Sage's Scion. So it's a 3/2. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of each player's library until end of turn. You may play one of those cards. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pass. to you.
Everybody can have a channel. A little channel as a treat.
Untap. Draw. All right, so just between you and me, I do really want to have a modified creature so I can start making dragons. And I could accomplish that by attacking and sacrificing a creature with my Soul Ripper. So maybe I will do that. I will play a mountain. crew. Oh, it's crew 2, so let's not do that yet. Oh, but this ability doesn't tap. Oh, this is great. Okay, sorry. The second game I'm going to have read all these cards, and it's going to be a lot easier. Let's crew the Soul Ripper. Go to combat, attack with it, trigger. I will sacrifice the Virus Beetle.
Okay.
It'll get a 1/1 counter. And it's got Menace now.
Okay. So it's coming in for 5.
Oh, I can only do that during combat. Interesting.
It's actually, it is very interesting because
I'm glad I'm reading these cards a little bit.
you almost might expect it to be like a at the end of turn trigger or something.
Yeah,
but
weird.
it not.
Okay. I'm gonna say no blocks.
Okay. So before, I guess, take 5.
All right.
And then before we leave combat, I will go ahead and activate
Go to
my
15.
goblin and make a dragon.
Okay.
You can draw that dragon while
5/5 dragon spirit.
Yeah, I do have one. Or you can
oh, if you have one, you should use the actual
Better.
token probably.
It's I'm eager for the stream to see this custom altar token.
Matt, at the
then
moment,
I'll
the
pass the
cube
turn.
only has cards from Kamigawa block sets. So in the future, maybe we'll see something like Cunning Evasion. But as of right now,
It's also a spirit. Might be relevant. You want to add
Yeah.
spirit on there?
Untap, upkeep, draw. Yeah, except for the lands. Some of the lands are not in either. Okay. Man.
Don't you dare play a swamp.
hi Cherry
Yeah,
Magnolia.
I was really hoping for a swamp. Okay. Man, this is tough.
Eureka will be
Got
kind of
past
nuts.
you.
All right. I will untap. Draw a card.
It's looking not so great for our hero here. I say reinforcing
Play
that Anthony is the heel.
a swamp. All right, so critical sequencing questions. This is an attack trigger to give it menace. So if I want to keep it having menace, I'm going to have to sacrifice a creature. But it is still modified, which means if I attack with it, I can still make another dragon with Goro Goro.
Mm-hmm.
All that sounds fine.
Sure.
Let's crew the Soul Ripper, go to combat, attack with these 2 creatures. And that is what's happening. I will not
I missed the life
sacrifice
change on
anything.
Aaron. Darn.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
hard
at
to keep up.
15. Yeah, especially right now. I'm losing it quick.
There's going to be YouTube comments about that one. If you made a YouTube comment about that, I see you. All you had to do was wait a minute and a half.
All you had to do was watch the stream live.
Okay, so yeah, so you get to, because it's still going to be during combat, you get to deal damage with both and then sacrifice it at the end to, or no, you don't have to sacrifice it at
So
all.
this I can only do when I declare it as an attacker.
Yeah,
Right,
so
okay.
he has not done that. It does not have menace.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It doesn't have menace. All right.
I didn't notice that, Matt. Maybe there are a couple of
Um,
cards that have snuck by that are not actually in Kamigawa sets.
There were a couple when you looked at the... maybe not, actually.
Apparently there's a Miss Syndicate Naga floating around.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, that's right.
That
Sorry,
kinda
and there.
counts.
I did. Yeah, there's a Miss Syndicate Naga and a couple from the Commander decks as well.
Mhm.
The Kamigawa Commander decks.
Oh, those I think those count as Kamigawa sets.
Most of the things on flavor, I guess. I would. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know if I want to go to 10. I'm gonna go ahead and block here.
Sure. So take 5, and
Yep.
I'll eat your rat, and then
And,
before end of
Go to
combat,
10.
I will make a second dragon.
Yikes.
Yep.
This is a big yikes, chat.
Yeah.
Where'd that marker go? Yeah. And I will pass the turn.
Okay. Keep draw. Man. Okay. Don't know if this is gonna help at all. Let's see, you attack for 10. Yeah, that's game. If you don't want to finish.
I
Drawing
mean,
your
10
token.
power in the air is a lot.
Yeah,
So.
and I have nothing in my hand that can handle that, so
All right.
yeah.
Well, remember
Got it.
my cool...
Goro Goro.
My cool
Yeah.
Oni
OP.
Anvil strategy.
Yeah.
Turns out the strategy is just Goro Goro plus Mukotai Soul Ripper.
Thanks, little guy.
Yeah. So, sideboarding.
Yeah, do you want to talk through sideboard thoughts, Aaron?
Yeah.
You got really punished by those secluded groves in that game, I noticed.
Yeah, the secluded courtyard. I thought it was going to be good
Secluded
fixing.
courtyard, rather, sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be good fixing, but maybe it's bad fixing.
I think it is really rough if you have, unless your deck is basically all creatures, and ideally creatures
Yeah.
of the specific types, because a wastes for all your instants and sorceries and enchantments and sagas and everything is kind of rough.
Yeah, so a couple of things. So one is I had this, which is really cool, but I'm wondering if the number of pips there just might be too punishing, and maybe just taking another removal spell that's a little side in a removal spell that's more easily castable. So yeah, I think and actually, Anthony, I think that was a good move, killing my flyer, because that definitely put a halt to my ninjutsu plans.
And turns out, Aaron would not draw another black source to even turn Kiku into anything before the end of the game.
Yeah, that was still
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, James with a good point that the secluded courtyard doesn't even play ninjutsu costs, because that's an activated ability, not
It
casting.
does.
This can
Oh,
pick
that one
activated
does.
Yeah, yeah,
abilities,
we-
yes.
Oh.
We discussed this.
Oh,
As long as it's
James?
ninjutsu, yeah.
you're on notice. Read the cards before you make comments in the chat, because I'm going to assume you're right.
If you're gonna make a comment, first open up Scryfall, open up the comprehensive rules, do a little double check.
I'm also a little bit heavy, I feel like, on the 4-drops, so I'm trying to decide if there's anything there that would
If
be
we
worth
had mods, James, I'd have them ban you for pranking us.
checking out.
If we had mods, James, maybe you'd be one. Then we'd make you ban yourself.
So I think the move is actually to just put in another swamp here.
Thanks for the follow. Your luck is 1.
And then
Are you really in the bathtub, James? That rules. That is extremely awesome. Anthony, what are you doing over there, sideboard-wise?
I'm looking at my sideboard, and then I'm going to, shuffle the entire thing into my deck and then sort it all out. No, I think I'm not doing any sideboarding. I don't think I really learned much about my deck or this matchup, other than that one card is pretty good. The biggest question is the White Splash worth it? But again, I don't really have much else to bring in that I'm excited about. I'm a little bit tempted to bring in just another removal spell, which I feel like my mana is good enough for that, but we'll see if we... Maybe I'll do that later, not right now. This is another card that I got very late in the game, very late in the draft, rather, which seems cool. It's something else that I'm just thinking about, like how often do the couple attack triggers that I have in my deck come up during games? I still don't think it's enough, but these are things I'm thinking about to maybe sideboard the more information I get.
do you mind passing me a swamp, Anthony? It's just
Yeah.
right on top. Yeah.
Would you like
Perfect.
a old border, slightly creased?
Yeah. Can we maybe we should let the chat settle this. Chat, should the
No, this is not a good question to ask the chat.
What's the question? Is it about what basic lands to put in the cube?
Yeah, so my basic lands for my cube are all different borders, styles.
Let's check out the stack. We got old
And,
borders. We got new borders. We got this border. We got
Anthony's a
flavor
curmudgeon.
text.
Yeah, and Anthony is
one of these.
yeah, Anthony is really not a fan
Ooh.
of having a
Is this
representative
a swamp?
cross
We
section.
don't know if that's a swamp.
Nope.
But I guess that's a swamp.
That's a plains hiding in the wrong. I think you picked up the whole stack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the lands from Neon Dynasty, the like stylized ones, but I have a major complaint with that swamp, which is that it looks so much like a mountain from across
It
the
is
table
red.
with
Yep.
a giant red circle in the middle of it,
Yep.
kind of like the red mana symbol.
It's kind of like a red mana symbol. I don't know. I think you should put in your cube whatever basic lands bring you joy, and I'm gonna criticize some of them.
Yeah.
I like mismatched lands. I think it's charming. It's charming and authentic, Anthony.
We got a little bit of a marked sleeve here. Do you have some extra sleeves? Actually, it's pretty
Yes,
marked.
there's a flag right there.
It's I mean any of those basic lands, it's in a sleeve.
Pretty marked.
All right, on the play, presumably, Aaron.
Indeed, yes.
Fingers crossed for no Goro Goro.
I don't know. I kind of liked Goro Goro.
I'm actually not as worried about that as the anvils. I put in a little bit more removal, and I have most of my removal can deal with creatures pretty easily. It's the artifacts that worry me. So.
Well, you'll be on the play, I assume.
Yes. Let's see.
Got black sleeves again this week, chat. There's no way around it. We're not going to make people re-sleeve their entire cube when they come here to play. So, sorry, the cards are largely invisible when they're upside down.
Yeah. Are we showing our...
Yeah, lay that bad boy out.
Yeah, so this is tough. Because if I... Well, mostly tough for this reason. I think if I draw what I want to draw, I think I could be in good shape. If not, I'd be in real trouble.
Nice coded language. I like it.
I think, as tempting as this is, I think I'm going to go to 6.
All right, and then Anthony, over here to you.
This hand actually looks a lot dicier than my first one because I need cards to make my cards work, but...
Big if true.
We got lands and spells, so we're going to keep it, and we're going to cross our fingers.
Oh, Bones, I meant to mention to you sometime. I want to do a Judges Tower stream at some point, but we're going to need judges in the chat when we do our Judges Tower stream. So if you're around, Bones, at some point, maybe we should coordinate a night where maybe you even can hop in like Discord. We can like pipe your audio in if you want. That could be kind of fun.
Man.
But I think Judges Tower would be really fun to record a little bit of.
Yeah, meanwhile, I drew a no land hand, so I got to go to 5.
Wow, 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 wow. I don't have the soundboard set up yet, but I'll make the Price is Right noise.
That's what the stream was missing.
All right, we got Dragon Spirit, just in case.
I wish I had the ability to like just zoom in to a specific point of the camera.
That'd be great.
By like clicking and dragging or something. That would be cool. We don't have the technology yet, though, unfortunately.
Alrighty.
All right, let's get the best 5 in history.
Yeah. Well. Man. So. This is tough. I feel like probably. I feel like these two are what I should keep, and these two are what I want to keep. So, or potentially something like this. Put these two back. Man.
Because we don't know any actual judges locally, right, Anthony? Do we know anybody that's an actual judge?
Locally.
I will...
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so. For all of our broad Magic network, we don't, I think, have a formal judge in there.
Okay. I'm actually going to put this two on the bottom. All right.
All right, can I stop reading the flavor text for every card in my sideboard?
No, you may not.
Oh, okay.
All right, take it away,
Just
Aaron.
doing some
All right.
important research.
Gonna play this wonky bordered island and pass to you.
I mean, it's not inconsistent while you only have one of them. It's only when you play the second one that it's a problem. I'll go to 21 and say go. So far, my white splash is great. It's gained me 4 life.
Yeah.
And it's mattered a lot.
Sure has.
Island and a Moon Circuit Hacker.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Your turn.
So it just lets you rummage now, is that correct?
Elude or rummage. I discard I draw a card and then discard a card unless it entered the battlefield this turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you'll get to... Nah. I'm gonna surge it. And pass the turn.
Extremely rude.
Yeah.
Did no one tell Anthony that Aaron was on a multi-5?
Yeah, I think that on a multi-5 is when you really want to punish people for...
I agree.
Trying to play Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
All right. To drive Anthony really crazy, we're going to add an old border swamp to the mix.
At least you can win the emotional war if you can't win the game of Magic, you know?
Take 1 point of psychic damage.
Yeah, and play a virus beetle to make Anthony discard a card.
Wow, that's so incredibly rude. I will discard a mountain.
And pass to you.
Now you're going to ninja that and make me discard more cards. I'll draw a card. I will play a swamp and pay 2 for Oni Cult Anvil.
There it is.
and pass the turn.
Untap. Keep. Draw. All right. I will play an island.
Yep.
Go to combat.
No blocks.
All right. I'm going to ninjutsu in the Prowler.
See you, Bones.
Take
I will
3.
definitely hit you
Take
up.
3. And I guess I'll gain 3 because it's going to get lifelink and death touch on the turn. Thank you. And then, I'm going to replay the Virus Beetle.
I will discard a swamp.
I will definitely
Pass
hit you
to
up
you.
about the Judge Tower thing. I think that'll be fun.
Untap.
I got to build a Judge's Tower first. I think it's pretty easy, right? You just put a bunch of cards in a pile and you call it a Judge's Tower. I think that's how it works.
Well, I will play a Sacred Foundry tapped and say go.
Untap. Keep. Draw a card. Okay. I will go to combat for 4.
No blocks.
All right.
Take 4.
Take 4.
Go to 14.
And then I will go ahead and pass to you.
All right. Untap.
Either way, I'll definitely give you a list ahead of time, Bones, so you can, make sure you know what all the cards is.
Andy, I'm down to 14.
Thank you. I'm
Play
having a nice
mountain.
conversation with Bones over here.
Well, you know what? Look, sometimes the plan goes wrong.
Hello, tentacle monster.
Plan's gone
Hello,
very
hello.
wrong. I'm just going to cast a Throat Slitter and say go.
Can you remember what that does?
It's a 2/2 whenever it deals combat damage to a player, destroy target non-black creature that player controls.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
All
don't
right.
worry about my 5-mana 2/2 no text that I just cast.
All right. Tap. Keep.
Yeah, that's a card
Draw
that is a good
card.
candidate for siding out in this matchup, probably.
Yep. Gathering information.
That's one sideboarding tip I heard once that helped me a lot, which was most people look at their sideboard and try to figure out what they want to bring in. Much better to look at your deck and figure out what you want to take out.
Totally.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and play a Twisted Embrace on my Nezumi Prowler.
What'd that do?
Enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. And it gives the enchanted creature +1/+1.
I'm sure yours says non-black too, right? That'd only be fair. That's how black removal works, right? Right?
And then going to go to combat for 5.
All right, I'll take 5. Go to 9.
All right. Your turn.
Alrighty, untap.
Only called Anvil trash. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Card does nothing. Utter trap.
Draw a card. Interesting. So you guys now 4/2 is that right?
4/2.
Well, I'm at 9. You're at 23. I'm gonna pay 3.
Matt, the mana
Cast.
fixing is not necessarily all thematic.
Rysona. It's a 3/3 with haste.
And that's the one that gets an indestructible counter.
Yeah.
Right? When it deals damage.
Correct.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and play another swamp. Question is, do I actually want to attack you right now? I get a counter, you hit me back, I lose the counter, so that's not gaining anything. I'm not winning the race, so I'm just gonna pass the turn.
Just tap. Keep. Draw a card. Okay. And you have 1 card in hand?
1 card.
Okay. Need to consider for a moment here.
Take your time.
Just read this
Yeah.
one more time, just make sure we all know what's going on.
It's good to do a read every now and then.
Cool.
Okay. I'm actually so before combat, I'm going to play
That is a big power differential, tentacle monster.
a Sakashima the Imposter.
What is that?
All right, so it's a 3/1.
What are those?
As it comes into play, you may choose a creature in play. If you do, it comes into play as a copy of that creature, except its name is still Sakashima, it's still legendary, and it gains, I can pay 4 to return it to its owner's hand at the end of turn.
Neat.
I'm actually going to make it a copy of the Virus
I
Beetle.
thought you might. I'll discard this mountain.
Okay. All
All right, chat. Count the number now that you can see all my cards. The number of non-land cards that I've drawn this game. It's 1.
Draw better. Get good, scrub.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is not indestructible, huh?
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow. Rude much?
Got him.
Yeah, we'll go ahead to combat here for 4.
Yeah, I'll block.
All right. And pass to you.
Untap.
I am interested. People right now are super high on Fable of the Mirror Breaker in the Magic Online Vintage Cube. I've seen some pros making their like top 50 lists on Twitter, put in like the top 12 or the top 15 cards. I'm really curious to see if in 12 months, 18 months, that card is still regarded as that powerful. I think it's great, obviously, but is it that good? I don't actually know.
Play Thundering Raiju.
Uh-oh.
It's a 3/3 with
That's a
haste.
good draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to combat, attack, trigger. I'm going to put a counter on it.
Yep.
And then it's going to deal damage equal to the number of modified creatures I have to you. So you will take 1.
So take 1
Take a
and
total of
then
5.
4 from that to go to 18.
Oh, sorry. Other than Thundering Raiju. So it does. Sorry, that ability
Okay, so I'm at
doesn't
19.
work. Reading the cards, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay, untap. Keep. Draw. Okay.
Also, it's very interesting to me that right now the Magic Twitterverse is obsessed with Parallax Wave in the Magic Online Vintage Cube. Like people are rating it like better than Power in like rare situations, which is kind of nuts.
Wild.
And it really just highlights for me.
People are just kind of like.
Well, I think it really highlights for me that like the meta for the cube is not
Going to
even
combat
close to
for
resolved.
2 damage.
No blocks.
And I assume it's not still a 3/1. That's just if you play it.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
a copy of the virus.
All right, so yeah, 2 damage.
Take 2, go to 7.
Okay, I'm going to play a Takanuma.
Okay.
I'm going to tap 2 for Nezumi Cutthroat. It's a 2/1 fear, can't
Okay.
block. And then I'm going to pay 3 for an Acquisition Octopus. So this is an Equipment Octopus.
Okay.
2/2.
Love to see it.
Typical type line.
Whenever it or the equipped creature, as reconfigure for 2, and then whenever it or the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm going to pass to you.
Thanks for the follow, K Modzor.
Drawing a card.
Yeah, I believe that it was just in a Caleb Gannon video or something. It's just interesting to me that I think the meta for these cubes is so not established. Like, those of us that have played a lot with Parallax Wave know that it has a crazy high ceiling. And so if you have not played with it before, you experience that ceiling, you're like, oh, this card is broken. But I feel like if you
Pass turn.
played it, if these pros were to play the cube more and more, they would eventually come to the realization that it's maybe not among power in terms of the best cards in the cube.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always hot takes with the Magic Online cube every single time.
All right. So I'm going to move to equip the Acquisition Octopus to
Yep.
Cutthroat. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to go to combat for 2.
Oh, it doesn't actually bump power at all?
I don't believe so.
Neat.
Reconfigure. No, it just equip creature deals combat damage. When it deals combat damage, draw a card.
Okay, cool. So I can't block it because I have no black or
Right.
artifact creatures, so I'll take 2.
And I'll draw a card. All right. Ooh, I wish I tapped that differently. That's okay though. I will play a swamp. And I'm going to go ahead and play this Silver Fur Master.
Okay.
2/2 ninjutsu abilities cost 1 less to activate, and ninja and rogue creatures get +1/+1. So this is not a ninja or a rogue, so
Okay.
yeah.
Great. Dodge that.
Your turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. That's kind of cool. Oh, it's less cool than I thought. Alright, I'm going to pay 5 mana. I'm going to cast Naomi, Pillar of Order. It's a 4/4. I do not control an artifact and an enchantment. So we'll do nothing, and I will pass the turn.
Welcome to the chat, K Modzor. I just posted a link there for you.
But it is a black creature.
It is a black creature.
Mm-hmm.
Cube is in its early days. This is the second time playing it, and Aaron has said that he is welcoming input. So
Yes, absolutely.
putting himself out there at the mercy of chat.
Okay.
Oni called Anvil. When will you get there?
Interesting.
Clip it, chat.
Don't clip it. Don't clip me.
It's a 4-4.
I'm glad that
Can't
you
edit
find
it out.
my sadness so amusing.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and pass to you.
All right. I will untap. I'm gonna draw a non-land card. Interesting. Can I risk it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and pay. Well,
I'm glad someone
Let's
else
do
is having
this
fun with it,
a
Alex.
little bit smarter. Let's pay 5. Go ahead and cast Kami of the Celebration. So it's a 3/3. Whenever a modified creature I control attacks, I can exile the top card of my library, and I can play it this turn. And whenever I cast a spell from exile, put a 1/1 counter on target creature I control.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and play my land. It's a swamp. Go to combat. Attack with my Thundering Spirit. Trigger, it'll get a counter. And trigger, I will exile the top card of my library. It will be an Okiba Reckoner Raid.
Okay.
And you've got a 5/5 coming at you.
Yeah. I'm gonna say no blocks.
Okay. Take 5.
I'll go to 14.
And then second main, I will go ahead and cast this Okiba Reckoner Raid. Trigger, I cast a spell from exile.
And
So I will put a counter on this.
I lose another one.
And then
you
trigger
gain
this.
1.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a +1/+1 counter. It's this kind of counter.
So, and then while you're still in your second main, I'm
Okay.
going to I'm gonna pay the 4 to return it to my hand at the end of the turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. I'll pass the turn.
All right. So swing back to my hand.
Okay. Now deck is doing stuff.
Okay.
Did I do all these cards right?
We did mention this cube briefly in a recent podcast, just because it's so hard, I think, to find cards from original Kamigawa sets
actually
that
put the
can
counter
play
on.
alongside cards from Neon Dynasty. Given how much R&D has changed in the intervening, 17 years, however long it's been, 15 years?
Yeah, I think original was maybe 2003 or 4, somewhere around there. How many cards do you have in your hand?
No
None.
cards.
Okay. Okay.
2004 was original Kamigawa, so yeah, 18 years between them.
Okay. Got to do some thinking here.
Take your time.
Yeah. I feel I get the uneasy sense that Anthony is clawing himself back from the brink.
Just you wait till I draw an artifact. There's so many artifacts in the deck, aren't there?
Can I read both of these?
Yeah. Please
There's a lot
also
of
make sure I did them right.
Okay.
Actually, missed that I can put the 1/1 counter there anywhere. Maybe should
Yeah.
have thought about that.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah. You know what?
I was wondering if I knew the rules text of the card, to be
I
clear,
see. Yeah.
because
Okay.
I have not played with it. But
It is like playing this and some other cubes that have like a lot of the newer commander cards. They really stand out. Like you read it and it's like, oh, this is from the commander set. It's like, do blank get super paid off is how they all read, which is fine. You know, I mean,
it is fine.
Exhibit this guy, which now I kind of wish I had in my deck.
Be really good right now.
Be really good on this board state.
That's what I told you when you were doing your deck build.
Double trigger.
I said it's a
Double
combo with
trigger.
Raiju.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
one, when it enters the battlefield or attacks, if you control an artifact and an enchantment. Okay.
Which now I do.
Indeed. Okay. I think I'm going to.
Oh, this isn't our cube, Donald.
I'm going.
Oh, you mean because Aaron's reading the cards? Yeah, I mean it's good. It's good to reread the cards. It's important to reread the cards, I think.
Yeah, like I said, this is only the second time, so I haven't played with a lot of these. I'm going to. The thing I was pondering was which creature to have this come in as a copy of.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cast it, and I think it's going to come into play actually as a copy of the Kami of Celebration.
That seems pretty cool.
Yeah. So now whenever any modified creature you control attacks, exile the top card of your library. I feel like the alternative is not reading these cards and then just playing them wrong. So
Yeah, take the time, read them.
That's how they're typically played.
Yeah. Cool. And then so I'm going to then I'm actually going to go ahead and attack with this modified creature.
Okay. So trigger
my. So I'm going to exile this
Sakashima.
top card. Aha.
An island.
An island. And I can play that or no?
You can reading the cards.
Yeah.
You can play that card this turn,
Yeah,
so you
okay,
can play
cool.
it, but you're still obeying timing restrictions.
Sure.
I will go ahead and block.
Yep. All right. So we'll die. I will go ahead and play this, and then I'm gonna give the +1/+1 counter.
So it's actually whenever you cast a spell from exile,
you
so
cast
it doesn't
not
trigger.
when you play it. Okay.
You can play the lands, but it doesn't trigger that ability.
Great. And then I'm gonna go ahead and play this Yuriko the Tiger's Shadow.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has Commander Ninjutsu. Ignore that.
That's my favorite favorite keyword ability in all of Magic. As I'm sure.
Yeah, whenever a ninja you control deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. Each opponent loses life equal to that card's converted mana cost.
Yeah, seems good.
Yep. And then I'll pass to you.
All right, untab.
Alex, the cube is almost entirely cards from Kamigawa sets, save for the mana fixing lands, and I think chat determined like 4 other non-land cards.
Yeah, just a couple.
Trigger, I will go up a dude. Go to 2. Just spun around and go back to 1. Drain you for 1.
Yep. Yeah, just a couple of on flavor cards like Miss Syndicate, Naga, and things like that.
So here are questions that I have for myself. Do I want to attack with all my guys and then let you, draw a whole bunch of cards? But I will get to make a 2/2. I'll get to get another counter here. All this, lots of good stuff happens for me there. Do I want to play this? If I play this, that reduces the likelihood of me being able to... Or tax if I control. Okay, so that's only going to make me 1 token, even if I have more modified creatures. And you have a 3/3.
Yes.
2/2/2/2.
And this is a 2/3. This is a 2/3. This is the only thing that's currently getting buffed by
Okay.
Silver Fur Master.
Okay, what a complicated board state. All right, I think I'm going to go for safer attack. Is that the right choice? The other thing I could try and do is get this Anvil finally going, which I really do want to do.
Alex, I'm not sure there is a way to do that on Scryfall, but there is a great resource called the Multiverse Project, if you haven't heard of it, which is a website that people have manually added cards that are from non-planar sets but have flavor on that plane to lists.
Team. So trigger.
Stack them how you want them.
We're going to make a samurai.
Cool.
We're going to get a counter on this.
And that was the website that I used for when putting together this list, by the way. It's great.
So we're going to get a
Great
third
resource.
counter here, and then it
Thank you,
is
Matt.
going to deal 1 damage to you because I control one other modified creature. And then I'm going to exile these 2
Ooh,
cards,
okay.
including March of Reckless Joy, which is cool. 4 reasons. This is 1 for each, right? Hopefully I'm not cheating. Whenever a modified creature you control attacks. Great. Okay, I think all my combat triggers are done.
All right, so you got
These are my attacks.
You got a 6/6, a 4/4, and a 4/4. Okay. Well, I gotta block something. Step 1. Gonna put the virus beetle here.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would be taking 8 and going to 4. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that.
Okay.
Take 8, go to 3, just so we're on the same page,
3.
right?
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Take 8 going to 3. I'm going
Be
to,
risky.
before damage, let's pay 4. Let's pay 5 and cast March of Reckless Joy for X is 4. So I'm going to exile the top 4 cards of my library, and I can cast them
All
until
right.
the end of my next turn. That's going to trigger Kami of Celebration as well, and I will go ahead and put a counter on this creature. Virus Beetle. Okay, cool. So I can cast those during my next,
Until
the end of my next turn.
Okay.
And then you'll take.
So I'll go to 2.
Yeah. 9.
Mm-hmm. Okie doke.
And
I'll lose my poor virus beetle.
poor Virus Beetle.
07 virus beetle.
Mm-hmm. It's finally been debugged after days.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and play my Mountain from Exile. I'm actually kind of tempted to play the Crag to gain a life.
I'd play the synthesizer. Doesn't that let you get another land from exile, basically?
I am going to play the Synthesizer. Enters the battlefield or leaves play, exile the top card of my library. Until my turn, I can play it.
So that's a different pile, because that one's going to go away
Yes,
immediately.
Exactly. Here's a Life of Toshiro Umezawa.
Also, doesn't that trigger your Kami guy?
My Kami guy.
You just cast the
Yeah.
synthesizer
Yes,
from
I
exile.
cast the Synthesizer from exile. Let's put another counter. Let's put a counter on my Samurai. And then let's go ahead and cast the Life of Toshiro Umezawa. Trigger my Kami. Let's put another counter over here. And then this will do a thing. Wow. We're really doing it. I can make a thing big. I can make a thing small. This is a 3/3.
2/2,
So I can't
2/4,
kill any of your
2/2.
stuff. I'm just going to gain 2 life.
James asks, does the Kami only care about cards that it itself exiled?
Oh,
which is an
shoot.
important thing to check.
That is a good point.
But he
It says
asks,
whenever I cast a spell from
he asks
exile.
instead of looking it up like we told you to, James, before you get in the chat.
I'm pretty sure not. It just says whenever you cast a card from exile, although there are some things that have weird timing restrictions or weird, what do you call it, like linked abilities that I don't always understand. All right. Then I'm going to activate this to sacrifice my experimental synthesizer.
Mm-hmm.
And that will exile another card from the top of my library. It's another Oni Cult Anvil. This one I can play until end of turn, but I've already played all my lands, all that stuff.
Bathtub James doesn't look things up. Fair, James.
I'll
Fair.
create a 1/1 dude.
Yeah.
Here it is. The
When-
moment we've all been waiting for.
When did you get back to 9, Anthony? When did I miss that?
So I gained
2 life from
1 life from this, 2 life this turn from
Toshiro.
Toshiro Umezawa.
And then Cult Anvil did 1 damage to
And then
Aaron,
I'm gonna
putting him
do
to
1
1.
damage to you, and I'll gain 1 more. So, I
So
should
you
be
go
at
to 10.
Excellent. And this will remain exiled, and I will pass the turn.
Okay, untap.
All right.
Upkeep.
Exciting. We got 3 sagas, 2 sagas. We got these cards are in exile that I can play next turn.
Yeah. It probably was a mistake to not block at least one of your other things. but I was kind of hoping I'd draw a removal spell, kill your samurai, and then go swing in. Okay.
I was kind of hoping I could just find a way to do enough damage with this march to just kill you that turn.
Yeah.
Close.
Rude.
Close.
Well, I think the life of Toshomizawa doesn't make me lose life, does it?
No.
Okay. Well, I think...
But I can
Yeah, I was going to say...
deal another one to you with that next turn.
Yeah, I don't have any way to gain life, so you don't even have to attack me. So, good game.
Oof.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, it was probably a mistake not to block one more, but I was really hoping that I would just be able to draw removal and get rid of the samurai and swing in.
Yeah.
But
I got really flooded in the early game,
Yeah.
which, because you mauled aggressively, didn't punish me that badly, but then
yeah.
it was fun to draw all the stuff that did stuff all at
Yeah.
once, and I had a ton of lands.
Yeah. No, I know. After the mulligans, I was like, man, I don't know. But then I had nice draws, and I was like, okay, here we go. And then Oni called Anvil showed up to finish as the closer.
Finally,
the closer.
finally.
Yeah, I think that game showed us that Oni Anvil's pretty broken, and the rest of the deck is fine.
Totally not.
All right.
March of Otherworldly Light and
That was great.
whatever.
Yeah.
All right. The next match, I'll hop in, Anthony, if you want to take over
Sure.